Now that we've got our server set up, let's start working with requests to download web pages. In our first example, we'll download the google.com HTML page and display it in our console. We'll start off by setting a variable reference to google.com, and then below that we'll say request, and then pass in our variable URL. If we just left this as it is right now, then request is going to go out and download the google.com webpage, but it won't do anything else. So to better understand the options that request provides, let's pass in a second parameter to our request method that acts as a callback function. So this callback function accepts 3 optional parameters that we can use to work with any errors, responses that we get back from the headers, as well as the actual body of the web page. We'll then use these parameters below to first check if any errors have occurred, and if so, we'll log them out. Otherwise, we'll just log out the body to our console. So when we run our script, this should log out for us the entire HTML page located at google.com. So I'll open up my console window, navigate into my folder, and then I'll say Node and then app.js, and you can see we get a printout of the full HTML page. Going back into my code, I'm going to now comment out this first bit so we can work on our second example. In this example, we'll see how to download and save the entire google.com page locally. To do this, I'm going to be chaining the pipe method onto request and also using the fs module. So the first thing I'll do is create another variable reference to Google, and then I'll create another variable to do the work of downloading and saving the HTML page. I can do this using the fs.createWriteStream method, which again is native to Node, and then passing into it the name and location of where I want our file to exist. Now I'll create my script by using the request method, passing in my URL, and then chaining the pipe method and passing into it our destination variable. Okay, so let's test this out. And so it looks like we actually do have to add the name of our folder in order for this to work. So from my terminal, I'm just going to create the folder, which is called downloads here. And then once we restart our server, this is going to work. After running our script, you should now get a downloads folder created with a new file added containing all of the google.com HTML. Okay, so let's now work on our third example. For this example, I'm going to show you how we can use the on method events, finish, and error to print messages to the console once our request method has done its work. I'm just going to copy over and paste in the code from the second example here. And now all I need to do is chain the on method, then pass in my event to watch for. So the first event I'm going to watch for is finish, in which case I'll pass in a success message to the console. Then I'm also able to chain another method passing in my error event. And here I'm also going to include a callback containing the error I get, and then passing that error into my console to record the details. So now let's test this out one more time. And on completion, we'll get our success message letting us know that our job has completed. So that does it for this introduction to request. In the next lecture, we'll start to explore the Cheerio module.